Hi, this video is for mishakailana, and I just want to thank you for all your openness and honesty um, in educating people that have questions about being intersexed, transsexual, transgendered. You've covered such a gambit of personal and social conditions as far as how intersex people are being treated by the medical profession. I too am frustrated. I know that uh, I've never had a sex life because of whatever the doctors did to me. My sex life has been less than what a normal person that never had anything done to them. And this was before I transitioned from male to female. Even with the quote male anatomy, I was ineffective. I did not have like a normal male response. I couldn't penetrate a female. I couldn't enjoy a sex with a woman. Found that out when I got married. I knew that it was probably not going to work, and I said that before I got married. And she wanted to get married anyway, and figured it would work itself out. It never really did, but I did find out how to be intimate without a lot of sexual uh, prowess on my part. I just learned how what was pleasurable to a partner and that would please them and was more willing to participate. Just because I wasn't sexual doesn't mean that they weren't, and I wanted to address their needs. And that was the same when I married a man. Um, Although I had a vagina that was constructed, I did have some sexual pleasure, but again, it wasn't, vaginally, I could never have an orgasm, which is common for a lot of women, I believe, but um, it's been hard just to have any kind of sexual pleasure unless a person really wanted to pursue it, um, which always kind of made me feel like I wasn't quite right. I don't know how it is for you if you are sexually active or have been in the past, but I know for me I do get frustrated, and now that I find myself without a spouse again, I am, you know, not worried about the sexual part, but I still like the intimacy of being married. I liked having people that care about you touch you and just being held and being talked to and having intimacy at bedtime, and all that's been important in the past. And because I got to experience it, I miss it. And but mostly now, that I'm finding my alone, that's why I'm on YouTube looking what others have to say, and possibly even have to thinking about explaining myself again and again to people in a new relationship, because it gets old quick, because it's not something you want to blurt out in the beginning, but if you wait too long to share, then it seems like you're hiding something. So there's always a balance, and I've noticed that this balance has uh, difficulty being reached, depending on the situation. you know Obviously I won't tell people things like I like to go to church, but I don't sit there and tell people anything they don't need to know. I just am cordial, but I'm not specific. If Sometimes they assume things, sometimes they ask me questions. um, I have a friend that helps me with that. um, Sometimes I get kind of emotional, so a lot of times I don't want to be around people if they are thinking that there's something wrong with me, that I have masculine tendencies or something, and they want to say, okay, what's going on, but they don't know how to ask me. And sometimes I go to my friends and ask questions to them, and when they start getting probed, they talk to me, and then I go back to them, and then I start telling people things. But it sure does get old having people ask questions. Sometimes uh, it's an open door for education, and people think it's cool. Other times, it's just irritating. Um, and my hat's off to you that you can keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and be patient. You're a lot more patient than I am, and I'll tell you that much. But being intersexed is not a problem as much as it is a condition that has to be addressed in a society that's bi-gendered. I mean, we have a choice between male and female. People don't understand there's a many colors of male and female. It's just like there's no one race on the planet. There's no one color of skin. There's no one particular height of people, weight, way of thinking, religion. Things are varied, and it's hard for them to understand that sex of a person, the gender a person feels, can be varied too. I don't know why it's that way. It seems to me that if everything else can be varied, I don't know why for them sex is the one thing that the gender that you see yourself as or whatever is so non-affected by birth, by our upbringing, our what's in our head. And I've seen so many young people now on videos and other modes of media, like on the news, in newspapers and books. All of them are telling that they're different, they're gender variant. Some people call it gender queer, some people call it transgendered. There's so many labels. I don't like labels, but it gives you a place to start. And for me, I see myself as an intersexed, transsexual, or transgendered woman. I don't choose to try to be male anymore. I just let myself be who I am, although sometimes male characteristics are more relevant when I'm doing something in a masculine role, like working on my car or building something. I have been building projects in the past, remodeling jobs, and people are always interested in how I learned to do all this stuff. Well, I learned to do it because I lived as a male, and I thought that was a good way to show that I was a male, so I learned how to do a lot of cool stuff. Drive heavy machinery, weld, do all kinds of cool stuff. And when I seen it was meet my needs to get a job done, I've done it myself. And when I do that, people say, "Hey, you're not the normal woman," you know. And I can either say, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" and take offense, or I, try to say, "Yeah, you're right. I'm not the normal woman. That I'm intersexed. I've lived in both genders, and it gives me a different perspective. Sometimes I can help people. I mean, many a times I've had married friends, talk to me because I can understand how a man thinks and how he gets hurt, and how a woman thinks and how she gets hurt, and sometimes I can bridge that gap. But very seldom do I get to talk to an intersex person that really knows how I feel, or even brings up points that I wasn't even thinking about like you do. And that I'm thankful for. There's many people on YouTube that have interesting perspectives and have shared their lives and their perspectives, and I thank them. So I'm going to be posting more videos, and I hope that I can answer questions and help people too from my point of view. So thank you very much.